Good morning, everybody. Looking forward to sharing with you what the Lord's encouraging me with. And so just going to wait just a couple of seconds to get people to log on. Once you log on, just go ahead and drop a hi in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're watching. We just want to be an encouragement to you. The pastors at Zions River, we just want to be an encouragement to you, bringing the word to you. Stay focused on what God is doing and what He's calling you to, and how He's cheering you on. Good morning, Judy, my friend. It's good to see you on here. Thank you for being so faithful. I miss your face, but God is good. He is always faithful. He's always moving, even in this really weird time. So, good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Pastor Rob. Good to have you on here. Manny and Kim, I'm assuming it's Kim, it usually is, but I'm glad to see you connecting. Just make sure that, oh, there's my husband who saved me this morning. We had coffee pot issues. And I don't think it's fair. This is completely unrelated. This is not my story, but I don't think it's fair that you should have to figure out how to make coffee before you've had coffee. Just saying. And he cleaned up my mess. Good morning, Anne Maria. Just a quick thing about last night. If you were engage with the story, we were having some major technical issues last night. I'll be doing what I can this morning to get a copy of the video up so that you guys can get caught up. Is an awesome teaching, is so blessed, so worth hearing, even if it's going to be a little awkward in spots. So we're going to figure something out, but don't miss out on that teaching. If you weren't able to be in the building, at least study through the notes. Good morning, Patricia. It's good to have you on here today as well. Also, just a reminder to sign up for church on Sunday. We want to make sure that we're RSVP. We can be safe with everything that is going on. I'm just going to share one joyful praise report. My 100-year-old grandmother got her vaccine yesterday, so we're moving on. We're going to get everybody an end of this thing, and it's going to be good. Good morning, Becky. It's good to have you on here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So in my computer, it pops up, my screensaver pops up my pictures from my history. And it's just one of my favorite things to do. And to be honest, there's a time I'm like, oh, I'm just going to stop working and just stare at my screensaver, because it's just these beautiful memories that come up. And I love seeing it. And a couple days ago, a memory popped up from when Brooklyn, my granddaughter, was running in the Junior Olympics in Sacramento. And it was such a beautiful thing to go and to be able to see her running in the Junior Olympics. I think she was 11 years old that time. And just this fabulous, amazing environment of competition and of these young kids that are just amazing little athletes. But it was down in Sacramento, and so not everybody up here clearly could go to Sacramento to watch Brooklyn run in a couple of races. So we videotaped it, and we had people watching it back home. So I was standing next to Kaylee, and we're standing on the rail while Brooklyn is running, and Kaylee is screaming. I think people in Tacoma heard Kaylee having the video, because she was so encouraging for her daughter to run this race, to push through this race. And just, I mean, I was like, okay, my ears are ringing, and I'm holding the video camera, and it's just this crazy thing. But the encouragement and the screaming that Kaylee was shouting from the stands, Brooklyn could hear on the field. She could hear her mom while she's running. She can hear her mom screaming encouragement towards her. And it was just this amazing, crazy thing that was happening. And I was thinking about that this morning. And I was reading in Luke in chapter 18. And Jesus is drawing near to Jericho. And it says, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. And hearing a crowd going by, he inquired what this meant. They told him, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. And he cried out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And those who were in front rebuked him, telling him to be silent. And I thought about that. And I thought about, how are we as people seeing Jesus come near to others? How are we encouraging, or how are we discouraging? Are we rebuking people and telling them to be silent when they come near to Jesus? Or are we encouraging them? Look in Hebrews 12. Verse 1, it says, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. So often we look at that Hebrews verse as we are the runner, which we are, and don't get me. But I'm wondering how we as believers, we who already know Jesus, we who have already been restored and rescued, how are we as believers helping others in their race? What kind of spectator are you for somebody else's race? Are you the Luke 18 kind of spectator where you're telling them, where you're shushing them, where you're saying, you know what, you're not ready for Jesus yet. You need to get your life in order before you can approach the throne of grace. Or are we the Hebrews 12 kind of people where we are cheering on, just like Kaylee cheering on Brooklyn, we're cheering on those who are running their race? Are we encouraging others as they run their race to persevere, to push through, to make it through the task that God has before, that they would receive their crown of life? On Sunday, Pastor Jim was talking about, the five things that we need to do. And one of the things that really clicked in with me was when he said at the end of this, the very end of his message, and he said, heaven's mission is always to save lives and to heal. Create space for that to happen. And I'm wondering if we as believers need to more consciously create space for people to encounter Jesus. That we wouldn't be like the crowd in Luke 18, which is shushing those who are broken and hurting and don't know how and don't know what to do and don't necessarily even know, the appropriate way to come to church, to approach Jesus, to be healed. They're just shouting out with everything in them, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. So our opportunity is either to be a shusher like Luke 18, or to be a cloud of witnesses, cheering on those that are running their race, cheering on those that are struggling, that are hitting that wall in running where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. So can you, as a believer, create space, whether that is in your prayer closet or in real life or with, on a Zoom call, whatever? Can you create space to be an encouragement? Can you create space to be one who is cheering on those who are running, so that they wouldn't flag, they wouldn't fail, they wouldn't give up, they wouldn't surrender, they wouldn't just sit down on the track and say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. We have to be people who operate out of love, who operate out of belief. We got to believe for one another. We got to love one another. Pray for one another. We need to come alongside one another. We need to share the word with one another, because this is hard. This is hard. We need people in our balcony cheering us on, and you need to be a person in a balcony cheering someone else on. So make space for that. That's my challenge for you. Make space for that. So pray you have a blessed day. Pray that you see the Lord moving in today in ways that you didn't ever see possible before. I pray that your life today would be full of little moments of joy. So God bless you all. Bye-bye.